I wouldn't go back. I, for $100 an hour job, I wouldn't go back.
Interesting.
I would not go back at all.
It is better for you to leave first and to set up a soft landing for your other immediate friends and family.
I'm just going to say it because nobody else is saying it, even though we're all thinking it. The American dream is to leave America.
Nearly 9 million Americans have left the country. And if there were a new state called Expatland, it would probably be more populous than Vermont, Wyoming, and Alaska combined. After all, what made citizens of the world's richest nation, once hailed as the land of the American dream, choose to leave their own homeland? Let's look at the small details in life. A supermarket bill for almost $300 for just 1 week of groceries. A retired couple has to count every penny to pay for health insurance that costs as much as their rent. A family in Chicago is teaching their children how to duck when they hear gunshots, instead of how to cross the street. This is no one else's business. This is our story. And if nearly 9 million Americans have left, perhaps it's time to ask again. Is staying in America still the right choice? And are we the next ones to pack our bags? Let's start exploring. Going to the supermarket is so expensive now. Before, I used to fill the trunk with groceries, but now there's only enough room to put them on the passenger seat. I just saw 2 bottles of juice for $9. The price is ridiculous. It's no longer a secret. Many Americans are complaining about rising food prices. And it's not just a subjective feeling anymore. According to the latest Consumer Price Index, CPI, the cost of shopping at supermarkets has continued to rise to nearly 330 points. This is the largest increase since 2016. The American dream, which used to be a full dinner, has now become a joke on the bill. Bananas are 50 this year compared to 38 last year. Coffee has increased by up to 40% in a year and is now priced at $8.99. Ground beef is currently priced at $7.67, while a year ago it was only $6.77. Everything is so expensive that many Americans have to cut out a meal a day. It's no coincidence that 52% of Americans believe living abroad would be cheaper and of higher quality. They don't talk in theory. They looked at the wallet. They compare. In Mexico or Costa Rica, a family can live comfortably on 50–60% of the cost compared to the US. For some ones a month, you can rent a bright apartment and eat at restaurants a few times a week. In the US, that same amount of money would barely cover your health insurance. A woman shared, "Every time I go to the supermarket, it costs at least $300. And my energy bill has increased by 70%. I earn more money than before, but I have less left at the end of the month because all my expenses have increased. In Tampa, to live comfortably, you need to earn $111,000 a year, which is unimaginable for most of my friends. Many people, after trying, finally decided decisively, we're leaving. For family life, for the children, for safety and happiness. They prepared their immigration documents, researched thoroughly, and compared the cost of staying versus starting over elsewhere. A musician said, "I used to play music 4 to 5 times a week, which was enough to live on and save. Now the income is higher, but it's still not enough to cover expenses. Inflation, housing prices, utilities, food, everything is suffocating. I don't see a future here anymore." What I find most paradoxical is that America always prides itself on being the world's #1 economy, yet ordinary workers feel like they're losing right on their home turf. When medical bills are higher than rent, when beef becomes a luxury, people start to look beyond borders. In the US, retirement in 2025 no longer means retiring, but seems to mean retiring from steak to oatmeal. A lifetime upgrade for a lifetime of dedication. In your opinion, is this just a temporary blip, or a sign that the American dream is cracking from within the kitchen? What do you think, with the money you have now, would you choose a simple dinner in the US or a full seafood meal in Mexico? And remember, the cost is just the surface. There's another nightmare that makes many Americans want to leave, even before they reach retirement age. The United States spends more on healthcare than any other country on the planet. Over $2,500 per person per year, double the OECD average. At first glance, this sounds like a health paradise. But the irony is this: Americans are the people who are most afraid of going to the doctor. From 2000 to 2019, global healthcare spending reached $8.5 trillion, equivalent to nearly 10% of the world's GDP. But in the US alone, that number is even more staggering. 20% of GDP, meaning for every dollar spent, 20 cents goes to healthcare. Americans pay twice as much as people in other wealthy countries. But the results are not at all proportionate. Every time they go to the doctor, instead of asking, "Can my illness be cured?" Americans ask, "Can I afford this bill?" For an emergency visit that only requires a light bandage, the bill can be $3,000 and $5,000 if insurance doesn't cover it. Entering the hospital is like entering a casino. You don't know what you'll come out with: your health or a bill that's half the price of a car. Not stopping there, many people are frustrated by the way the American healthcare system is operating. Some people even quipped, "Going to the hospital in the US is like stepping into a casino. You don't know what you'll come out with: your health or a bill worth half a car."
Not only for hard life issues or reasons that people are running away from America, because we have people, many people are running away from America just because of security issues or protection issues. Yeah, for example, we have more than 245 Americans who have applied for refugee visa in Canada, and you have over 29 people who have already applied a refugee visa in Australia. Yeah, so people are running away from America due to different issues. But a big number is that people are running away just because of hard life, difficult life, expensive life. Yeah, this is America that everyone used to dream about. America used to be a land or a nation or a country that everyone was dreaming about. Everyone was dreaming about going to America. Everyone was thinking that going to America is just one of the ways to make it in life. But people are deporting themselves nowadays. Imagine. Is that great America that we were promised? Yeah. People are deporting themselves. They are applying for asylum. They are applying for refugee visas. Come on, guys. So, by the way, please subscribe to this channel, and let's continue with this video, and please watch it to the end. Enjoy.
When you think of refugees, your mind probably goes to Africans or Syrians fleeing conflict. But what if I told you that Americans, people from the United States, are now applying for refugee status, and the numbers are higher than you think? For decades, the US was the place others ran to for safety. Now people are running from it. So why are US citizens applying for asylum, and where are they going? In Canada, 245 Americans filed refugee claims in just the first half of 2025, already more than all of last year. In Australia, at least 29 Americans have applied for protection visas this year. And Ireland has also seen a rise, tripling applications from US nationals since 2024. Small numbers compared to African or Middle Eastern flows, but still, the trend is real. Lawyers say many claims come from LGBTQ+ and transgender Americans who feel unsafe with rising restrictions and hostility at home. But here's the catch. Most claims get rejected. Why? Because the US is still classed as a safe country. Even so, the fact that Americans are trying tells us something. Think about the reversal. The country that once gave asylum to millions is now producing its own claimants. Meanwhile, across Africa, over 230,000 Americans live on the continent today, not as refugees, but as migrants, workers, and settlers. Migration is never one way. History keeps flipping the script. So never hold yourself above others. Because the refugee you look down on today, tomorrow it could be you. This is the Africa you're not shown. And it's Africa that reminds us no country is above migration.
That is it, guys. People voted for mass deportation, but they're the ones who are deporting themselves now. People used to be mocking people by calling them illegal, but now they are taking themselves in people's countries to be called illegal immigrant. That is it. They say, don't laugh at the crocodile before crossing the river. Used to be mistreating these immigrants, these refugees, but now it's your turn. I'm not happy for what is happening, but if I see any MAGA person passing through this, for me, I'm sorry, I'm okay. I'm okay because they're the ones who voted for this. Okay. I wish you good luck in whatever countries you are going through. You are going in. Good luck, guys. But this sucks. It sucks, man. It really sucks, I'm telling you. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel and shout out to the people, to the owners of the clips I used in this video, and big thanks to people who always watch me. Guys, let's meet in another episode. Peace out.